Here's another Hoover Convertible, model U4307, and I believe they marketed this as mint green. This is the before, showing how dirty it is right now, and I'm going to work on it. And this is the bottom. I don't have a bag in it right now, but it's another Type A top fill. This one doesn't have the slot on it. I think it just pushes on, so I don't have to trim that little collar like I did with the other one. And I'm going to show what it sounds like right now. There's no bag in it. The belt's still good. At least it turns the brush roll. Could be stretched. We'll find out. But this is what it sounds like right now. The headlight still works. A little bit of dry bearing noise, but okay. This is bottom. It's a plastic based unit, 4.8 amps. So, and this is the bottom. This took the cover off for the first time. Interesting, this is plastic, this is metal, and the belt, you can see, is very old and full of cracks, so that's going to have to be changed. Plastic fan. Now, like I say, even though this is a plastic base unit, very tough and doesn't flex or bend or creak. It's solid. Still a very well-made unit. So, what we'll do is we'll just get that belt off and pull that off. Nasty. Here's the top of the unit as found. Again, a 2-speed switch, just like the other vacuum I just did, for convertible attachments. Phone battery's going low. It has a different kind of bulb in it. It's one of these deals here. This slips in. Here's the lid cover. This has much more use than the other one. The brush roll is relatively stiff, so it'll definitely sound a lot better once I lubricate it. But you figure, you know, these are used for 15, 20 years, then people retire them and get a new vacuum because they say, ooh, I'm gonna get a new vacuum. But really, a little bit of servicing brings back life, just like a car. And it's good for another 20, 30 years of constant use. And you do it again. Because there's really nothing that wears out on these. These things will run forever. Well, this one actually came apart much easier than the other ones. So you have the end caps, bearings, and so it's all apart now. Now it's time to dishwasher select pieces. Alright, ready to start work on the base. First thing I'm going to do is clean it up. Alright, this is the motor on the floor. I took it out because I'm actually going to dishwasher this whole piece right here. Interesting to note, this is metal right here. The later ones were plastic in here, so they actually have a metal insert in the middle here where the chamber is at. So yeah. And here's what the inside of the motor actually looks like. What I was trying to do, most of my convertibles are pre-1980, and they have a different type of bottom ball bearing. This one here is completely sealed, the ball bearing on the bottom, and just spinning it's very freely. It doesn't make any noise, so it's still fine there. What you're looking at here is as found. It's clean on the inside. And here's the most amazing part. In order for me to take the base off, I had to disconnect it. One of the power wires runs to the brushes. Look at, come on phone, that is the brush in there. And same with that one right there. Again, they show absolutely hardly any wear whatsoever. And this vacuum's 35 years old. It was probably used for at least a decade or two. And it's still like new. So really, the only thing I have to do is this top sleeve bearing needs lubrication. There's the pad for it. Just regular, put some zoom spout in there. I mean, despite what it says on this side, do not lubricate, that's the same thing as saying it's a permanently lubricated motor on a box fan. You know, you can still put oil in it, and after 35 years it wouldn't hurt. So, I'm going to put this back together, because what I was going to do is show how you lubricate the grease the ball bearing on the bottom, but this one's completely sealed. It's different than all my other convertibles, because this one's a bit newer. And it's still old, but you know, my other convertibles are like 40 plus. One's almost 50 out in storage, and I'll be doing that one soon someday. It's a 1967 model. It looks pristine too. But, yeah. Alright, here's what the bearing looks like now, and it's still completely sealed. This I show after I got the armature out. Right there. So yeah. And this is what the top looks like. There's actually a cooling fan right here. It sits on top, and that's what the vent on the side of a Hoover Convertible is for. Let's see, is it reverse threaded? No, it's not on this one. The pulley on the bottom is reverse threaded, but yeah, all it does if that vent that you see on the side here, it's gonna suck in air down here and it blows out the top, I believe. That's the other point. Ever use a modern vacuum, look how much heat they make when you use them. Makes the room hot. This thing here, the hood barely even gets warm after a while, and even then most of the heat comes from the headlight. That's about it. You know, but this also just showing the brushes on it. You know, these that's what I'm just trying to say. These will never wear out, and just amazing, simple, but amazingly built vacuums. All right, top bearing lubricated, thoroughly saturated, so that should be good to go. And this is the end result after cleaning everything. And it's going to leave it dry, but even the sticker is all shiny again. The discoloration of the metal was already on there, so that's no big deal there. But there, any bits and pieces of dirt, traces of it gone. And all little parts, we have one of these ultrasonic cleaners. Ran that through there, and they're all shiny and clean now, as you can see. I'm very thorough when I do stuff. So I just came over here to take care of all that. Now I'm going to go over and put the brush roll together while this stuff dries. You put the fan blade back on, since I didn't show me taking it off. Put this little collar on. Put this washer on. Fan blade. I'm trying to look through my camera while doing this. It doesn't work too well. And you have this washer that goes on top. Then you have the pulley for the belt, but this is a reverse threaded thing, so it goes on this way, and then you tighten it, which I will do in just a moment. And now it's all nice and tight. Very free spinning. Now this is weird, because like I'm watching it in person and on camera, there's about a quarter-second delay between when it stops versus what I'm seeing on camera, and I'm looking like, is it slipping? No. It's just the difference in digital processing speed. So, flip this over. So before I attach it back to the base, we are going to reassemble the brush roll. Okay, and this is what I use to lubricate any ball bearings in the vacuum. I have a little syringe here, completely filled. I don't know if it's focusing, but I ran these through the ultrasonic cleaner with some Simple Green. Completely removes any old grease and it dislodges any dirt. So what I basically do now is I stick this needle in here and I'm going to squeeze it full of grease. And it's making air noise. There it goes. Rotate it a little bit. It might get a little messy, but this is like really the only way to do it. I'm trying to be careful here. Come on. It's hard to... Harley's the one doing cameraman work right now.
Yes, I am. And I can videotape better than anybody. Well, too bad we're not videotaping. We're...
videoing.
Videoing.
Alright, we'll give this a try. Set the syringe down. So it's basically packed full of grease now. And once you like rotate it a bit, and pretty much once you run the vacuum with it, it completely smooths out. I'll just wipe it clean with a Clorox wipe here. But yeah, that's all you do to lubricate or grease the bearings in this. So just like that. Okay, both bearings are greased, and just so you know, the brushes are actually replaceable on the brush roll, but they show like almost no sign of wear on any convertible I've ever maintenanced. It's just like amazing. Another steel brush roll. So I'm going to reassemble it right now, and here's the brush roll all reassembled. Okay, you got the whole top piece back together again. Now what you gotta do, I got some lithium grease in this syringe. I'm gonna lubricate all moving points, like especially where this roller is on the handle, as well as probably this height adjustment. And that should be it for up top. And on the bottom here, you put a drop of oil on each wheel, so you see how loud everything is right now. Alright. Oh, that's right up against it. Oops. So, wheels are lubricated. Alright. New belt in. Stick cover plate back on. Again, I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. Yep. It's on. It ain't going anywhere. Reinstall the light. Just snaps in. This is a little bit different bulb than the convertible estate I just did. Just got done waxing the handle. This is how it assembles. Actually, it's just two like prongs on there, like a plug, you know, normal 120 volt outlet. And it just snaps in. And I'll just there's the bracket for it right there. Alright. Bag is vinyl X, as you can see by how shiny it is. It's clipped onto the vacuum already. Top fill type A. This does not require any modification of the collar. This one just slips on over into the bag, where the previous video, the convertible estate, it had a slot it's sat down in, where this just fits on over, so we'll zip that on up. And getting there. Save the hardest part for last, really. It's polishing the hood. And just what's bringing all this on is right before all this happened, bam, here's another thrift store Hoover Convertible. Do another video on that, but anyhow, this video is about this one here, so I'm going to do a quick test on it just to make sure everything's alright, and then I'm going to go polish the hood. Alright, I'm beginning to polish the hood on this thing, if it'll focus. But get all these scuff marks out so we'll really see the difference on it. Here it is up here with the rest of them. I'll admit, this one's like one of my favorites now because I just love that color combo. Terracotta orange would be my second. There's the state one I recently did, and I just gave it a quick run in here just to give it a test. Everything works great. Let's go ahead. And even when you tilt it, the bottom, the oil, so look at this, see? Nice and smooth. It spins forever. So, in fact, I like that because, I mean, now you got the adjustment right, and it can just go like that, and it just keeps going across the floor. Ease. It just floats. So I already ran in here, like I said, as a test, but one thing I always loved about convertibles was how it makes the carpet look when they're done. It's so fluffed up and cool looking. So put it upright, high speed. See down in there nice and clearly. Something I always loved with these, like I did the previous video, nighttime vacuum mode. Like I said, I thought it was cool. What I was trying to show was the height indicator also lights up with it, and I like how directional the headlight is. It really does work well, especially in dark corners, and even no matter what position you put the handle in, the bulb doesn't do anything. The flicker, you might have saw I was kicking between low and high speed. See if I go like this. High speed right there. Low speed there. One thing I could show, one last thing I could show, just to show, like, you remember how I was able to get this thing to slide across the floor? Well, now it's running. It stops instantly almost because it's just suction. And then when you do put on high speed, it just grips the carpet. Now later ones, yeah, that was for like power tools, but later ones marketed as power surge. So it's like going over a small area. It's like you put it upright, and I try to push this thing. It just like halts in its track. So yeah, I'll shut this thing off now.